Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, people? Better late than never, huh? It's been a busy day for me. Just getting the opportunity to record. Busy weekend, busy life. What's going on? Welcome to Pro Wrestling Smoke, the pro wrestling podcast on the Smoke This Over Podcast Network from the STO Smokers Lounge. You know, I am Kevin Over Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. This show is brought to you by PassDat Apparel. Check them out on TeePublic at PassDat Annihilation Partners. Link in the description. SmokeKind.com, the king of THCA. Please use the referral link to check out their sales as well as discounts they got going on right now as we speak. THC mailed straight to your door. And last but not least, Sara CBD, self-pain and beauty care, people. That's right. Use promo code BOBBIE. That's BOBBIE to get 10% off of any order of your order from SaraJCBD.com. There you go, people. So, yes, we do smoke weed and we use CBD to feel good. Some of the wrestlers can use some of Sara J's products. I'm not even going to lie because, some of these motherfuckers are insane. So we're going to talk some WWE, we're going to talk some AEW. But first off, I've been on a shoot interview kick lately. From seeing Gary Hart, many people from my generation that I came up watching, Iceman King Parsons, Gary Hart, Jerry, and so forth. And one of the ones I was listening to, series was Greg Valentine. He's the second generation. His dad was Johnny Valentine. And I went and watched some of his dad's shit. And I always heard Jim Cornette and so many people talk about Johnny Valentine. And I never got a chance to see him. He died before I was able to even remember the wrestlers' names or even see him. And one of the things that I'm just going to say, unpopular opinion, the wrestlers back then were better wrestlers than the wrestlers today. I get that the game has changed. Back then, people believed that it was real. They really hated each other and so forth. That the move sets or whatever you want to call it, is somewhat choreographed. They actually planned out the match from beginning to end, and even have an agent. If you saw Unreal, which I haven't seen Unreal, I had no reason to want to watch it. Actually, I know everybody that watched it and gave their review. I'm the one that didn't feel like watching it, but anyway, that the agent is the one that directs the matches. Back in the day, because of kayfabe, because people believe it was real, wrestlers had to call the match in the ring. There was no meeting up before the show and we discussed what we're going to do from beginning to end. You could not be seen with each other. We just saw y'all beat the shit out of each other and leave each other bloody, and then now y'all having beers. That's how serious kayfabe was. Kayfabe broken, killed towns. Because the people wanted to believe that this shit was real. They wanted to believe that there was a personal issue between these two people and they really want to kill each other. Or even if the heel turned babyface, that he saw the light and decided to come on the side of right. Or if the babyface turned heel, he became a dastardly bastard. We hate him. Come on, wrestlers got stabbed. They caused riots. When the last time you heard a riot being caused during the show? When the last time you heard of a wrestler being stabbed? Blackjack Mulligan got cut with a knife because everybody was a bad guy. But these guys had to call the matches in the ring. with no prior knowledge of what they're going to do. The only prior knowledge they had was you're going to go over, you're going to win, you're going to lose. So they had to figure out how to get that. Usually the heel called the match. And they had to get a feel for the crowd. They had to feel the crowd, whether it was time to get heat, whether it was time to slow the match down, whether it was time to let the babyface get their shit off. That's part of the reason why they didn't come up the top rope, because kind of, one, it don't look realistic. So you got enough time to get your ass on that top rope and position yourself to jump off. Even when they did top rope shit, they did it quickly or they beat the dude down to where it made sense. Every movement had a meaning. And that was because they were calling it in the ring. They were calling it in the ring. I'm sorry. I give props to the guys that remember everything that they said they're going to do. But it's way harder to not know what we're doing and we figure it out as we go within the ring, within the match. This generation couldn't do that. They'll fuck everything up. Actually, they might kill each other. So I got to give props to the old school, man. They understood that even in the ring, they had to keep it kayfabe because they didn't know what the fuck they're going to do till they got in there. And to me, that takes way more genius. That takes way more precision. You know, that's more of a craft. No different than when a porn star goes in to do a scene, he don't know what position we're going to do. We figure it out as we go. These people were calling on the fly. Imagine Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair did not plan out those 3 great matches that they had. They just went at it. And Rick called it or he called it. That's wrestling, people. That's greatness. So, on the NWA front, Marty Bell won the Exodus Pro Women's title. I think Bailey Idol is now a television champion. Aaron Idol, that's his name. And I haven't been able to watch because I don't have Rukio, so I try to keep up with it as much as I can and everything. Now, what's been going on in the news? Well, let's begin with Karrion Kross. Supposedly, Karrion Kross' contract was up as of, I think, yesterday. And there's no news of him re-signing. People are wondering, is it a work? Is it not a work? Or so forth. Me, I'm of the belief that 2 things can be true. The WWE never had a way to make you go away and then come back unless they just made you go away altogether. He organically got over. People had fell in love with him. So what I think is going to happen, and a lot of people have been saying this, but me personally, they got too many independents that's connected with WWE. Now he's just going to go to the independents. He could be GCW, he could be this, he's going to be that. Wouldn't surprise me MLW, because he originally did go there at one point. If he ends up at TNA, but I see him doing some independent work. Now, if we hear of him signing to AEW, we know he ain't coming back. The reason why I think he's coming back too is that when has WWF ever made someone look strong that was leaving? Now, understand what I'm saying. Yes, he did lose to Sammy, but he's leaving WWE with some strong notoriety going into the independents. Name a superstar that had that. Not even Cope, Bryan Danielson, none of them had the notoriety, the heat coming off of their contract from WWE. When Drew McIntyre got let go, Cody, we can go down the list. In recent history, even when they let go of Trinity Fatu, aka Naomi. Then she went to TNA, showed up, showed out. They're ready to sign her ass back. Mercedes Moné, she did not leave WWE on a high note. But Kross, take away winning losses, he's leaving hot. Now, you could say this is because it's a new era. You could say because it's Triple H. But no. I don't think WWE is going to let this dude leave, and he is right now a hot commodity. So there's probably a handshake deal going on as we speak. But WWE said, look, you can go do some independence. We're not going to, we'll eventually reassign you. Go on to independence, get over, so forth and so forth. And eventually you'll be signed back. Now, I know, because like I said, the only other thing I can see is if he does MLW or AEW. Because MLW got the money to sign him to a deal. AEW has the money to sign him to a deal. TNA, they ain't nothing but a subsidiary of fucking WWE. So he'll be right back on NXT like within 2 weeks. You know, if he goes to AAA, because he been from there. He was down there. He was working with John Morrison in their Gringo clique. Excuse me. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with him. I wish we had more clarity. Me personally, I would love to see him go somewhere else. I don't think WWE is going to do him right. Because a lot of people sit there and say he's not a good wrestler. No, he is a good wrestler. He's not one of them guys that he need to do a lot. He don't need to do a lot. He can do a bunch of power moves, the Saito suplex, all that. I'm sorry. And they say he don't take bumps. Shit, the matches also already took bumps. So I don't know. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. Then on the AEW side, the big news was that supposedly the Hurt business is becoming a problem backstage, preferably MVP. Now, supposedly MVP doesn't like Speedball Mike Bailey, which they did a video making fun of that, where he walked up to Mike Bailey and said, Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey, I hate you. I hate you too. But they had many pitches for feuds, especially when it comes to dropping the tag titles. I think they said they weren't going to do it to FTR. They pitched it for 2 shows and they turned down the pitch to go to FTR. They said they'd rather drop it to new tag teams like the Gates of Agony, the Outrunners, and so forth. Now, I'm going to do 2 sides of this argument. I get what they're saying because when you think of Shelton, the way they've been booking Shelton and Bobby Lashley, they've been booking them like Road Warriors, like a strong, physical powerhouse tag team. Because when we had a tag team like that, like Road Warriors, that just comes in and dominates. And they want to look strong, but at the same token, they want the loss to make sense. They didn't want to lose this to Speedball, Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, Jet Speed. Because when you look at those guys in a legitimate fight, would they win? Don't get it twisted. I mean, Speedball knows karate, but come on. Look at the guys they said. The Gates of Agony, them some big dudes, big muscular dudes. They can go toe-to-toe with the Hurt Syndicate. The Outrunners, the same thing, right? Now, I don't understand not dropping it to FTR because FTR is a technical tag team. Just like the Road Warriors and the Midnight Express. At some point, the technical tag team is going to outsmart and get the best of the bigger tag team, right? All right. So I can understand where they're coming from that because they want the title run to mean something and the loss to mean something. But this is the problem that we've been saying, that people have been saying about these WWE motherfuckers. This seems to be an issue with WWE motherfuckers and AEW. They don't want to lose. They don't want to lose. I love MVP. I get what he's saying, but at the end of the day, you don't sign the checks. Now, maybe you might have signed a contract, which I still don't understand why the hell they still do a contract where motherfucker got creative control. But I really doubt that Tony Khan allowed these guys to have creative control. I really doubt that. I seriously doubt that. You feel me? The reason why I say that is because so people can understand why I'm saying this. So I can really understand. So y'all can really understand why I'm saying this. Tony Khan don't want nobody else to book. So I doubt they got creative control. Tony Khan being nice because we know that ain't no way in hell that he could say that shit to Triple H with a straight face thinking Triple H is going to look at him like, that's why you're not in the WWE now. That's why you had the issue that you got with Triple H now. Because you know dang well Triple H wouldn't go for that shit. Oh, you ain't going to drop the titles to who we say you're going to drop them to? We don't give a fuck about your legitimacy. We made your legitimacy. And I know this is with Rusev, with Aleister Black, Andrade. I hope that these boys didn't come here to use AEW as a pass-by night to get my ass back to WWE. Now, do I agree that Bobby Lashley should be in the title hunt? Yeah, I totally agree with it. But how many times have I heard people complain about how WWE superstars come into a wrestling promotion and automatically get thrown to the world title hunt? That's what I thought was going to happen. Because LOL, new WWE wrestler, he's going to be winning the title in a week. Bobby has not earned anything to be even a contender. So because what? Because he held a title or two over in WWE, we pose to automatically throw him into the world title hunt and he ain't beating nobody over there in a singles capacity. The tag teams, y'all built up the Hurt Syndicate to be that tag team. You feel me? But, oh shit. Oh, we're going to take a little small break. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Because we about to do something. Because, yeah, I got to take a small little break. So, I'm going to take a small break. And we'll be right back in a moment.
I better fall back. I don't mean to mislead her, but if she believed every word that I said, I take it all back. She playing follow the leader, but that doesn't mean that I ain't gotta leave her. Oh, no. She say she could give me what I need. I should make her more than company. I swear she got that fire. But does it compare to Cali? No. She's so happy when she's next to me. Thought she had me, baby, really thought she had me. Now she feeding for the rest of me. But that isn't in the recipe. Let it go, girl. Say what you want and you know we can never be. I don't care how it feels, this can never be real. And you know that isn't in the recipe. Let it go, girl. Say what you want and you know we can never be. I don't care how it feels, this can never be real. And you know that we hit a rhythm, no control of emotion. The more time we spend playing house with no rent, the more you hate it, you real one. Speak of devotion. Told him to leave and came looking for me. I wonder, did I stutter when I told her ass? None of this was ever meant to last. When I'm in it, it's that fire. But does it compare to Kelly? No. She's so happy when she next to me. Thought she had me, baby, really thought she had me. Now she feeding for the rest of me. But that isn't in the recipe. Let it go, girl. Say what you want and you know oh, we can never be. I don't care how it feels, this can never be real. And you know this ain't the recipe. Let it go, girl. Say what you want and you know we can never be. I don't care how it feels, this can never be real. And you know.
Yo, and we're back. All right, remove this, and we're back. All right, I'm sorry, I had to go use the bathroom, man. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it, and y'all know I don't edit shit. You know what I'm saying? I keep it live, uncut. You know, popping. You get what I'm saying? Now back to my point. Okay. Now, like I was saying, that's the biggest argument that we be having when it comes to the WWE guys. TNA was doing that shit. MLW damn near. Look at MLW. Automatically as soon as Bishop Dry and Dijak, they in the title hunt. You know, it's like being in the WWE is a prerequisite to be a number one contender. The only reason why the AEW guys got the push that they got in NXT was to spite AEW. Even though it's funny that with Jade Cargill, she did not win her title first shot. The only one that from AEW didn't win a title first shot at it. So, and then we'll get into all that in a minute. So, I found that interesting, but do I believe he had an issue with Mike? No. But like I said, I get what my man's saying, but MVP, come on, man. And then if that's the case, okay, then if you felt that way, why didn't you go to him and say, hey, let us have a feud with Gates of Agony? Why didn't you go to him and say, set a feud with us and the Outrunners, and we'll drop the belts to him? No, you didn't. Because you want to know why? Because y'all enjoy. There we go. Because y'all didn't want that. It wasn't until they were talking about y'all dropping the belts to FTR that it was a problem. It was an issue when they wanted y'all to drop the titles to Jet Speed to push a new tag team. They were like, yeah, we'll all spread. In other words, y'all want to drop the title to who the fuck y'all want to drop the title to. Fuck what the only storyline might be. So I'm in the middle. I get what MVP say, but at the same token, I don't agree with how you're going about it. That's just me. So now let's get to it. We're gonna begin. I'm gonna begin. We're gonna begin with AEW, right? So, gotta say, the match that Mox had was real good. I see that now Jet Speed will be feuding with the not the Hurt Syndicate, the Death Riders. With, of course, Darby Allin. Darby Allin, what I loved about what he did this week was when he snatched up Really Yuta and put him in a body bag and left a note challenging Mox. Now, Mox had not accepted the challenge yet, but I know it's coming. I kind of like this feud. I'm kind of glad they're moving on from Mox and Adam Page, which brings us to Adam Page and MJF. MJF defeated Briscoe. He defeated Mark Briscoe. I'm trying to get the name right. All right, Mark Briscoe. In a very good match. At the end of it, he bludgeoned him, which brought out Hangman. So this coming week, him and Hangman supposed to have a face-to-face. Now, he wants a title shot. Hangman wants him to cash in that contract to get it. I'm curious how this storyline is going, because normally you have the guy with the contract in the background teasing, not directly involved with the champ. So Hangman, right now, the way it looks is that we might be getting the Hangman versus MJF at some point. Because I don't see how you can prolong that. Because you haven't gave us another title contender for Hangman Page. And they're trying not to do the contract like the Money in the Bank briefcase, where the fucker just hold it till you feel like cashing it in. Like what's going on with MLW. Like that briefcase, I swear to God, Mark Kruger has not tried to cash it in. It hasn't happened, but I digress on that conversation. So, because each of the point, it seems like they are teasing Athena at even Forbidden Door, wherever it's supposed to be, is going to go against Tony Storm for that cash in. So it seemed like different from what they did with Christian Cage. These guys actually going to eventually cashing in. Now, or MJF does get the title match without having to cash it in. Now, what would be funny, he loses the match, but then attacks from behind, cash in, take the title. Also, once again, I'm loving how Tony Khan is interweaving everything. MJF got a stark warning from the Hurt Syndicate that they're not going to bother him. But if he wins the world title, Bobby Lashley will be coming after him. So now down the line, when we know one of MJF's first feuds is probably going to be when he wins the title against Bobby Lashley, which leads us to, will they drop the title to FTR? Because FTR right now is in the finals. They're going to go against Brodito. And it was funny because they had a 6-man tag where Stokely got his shit off to try to sell, Stokely and Copeland, Adam Copeland, for their match coming. And it's just funny because I just love the promo. He said, I can't get no hoes. I'm hurt. And Stone going to talk shit after winning the match, which, of course, was helped by FTR. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to see if they actually going to drop the titles to FTR. And if they're not, how would you set up the Gates of Agony in them? Because I would think the next team would be Gates of Agony. You know, especially since Ricochet has been on a tear. Low key has not lost a match in a couple of weeks. You know, then of course we had the celebration, and then on Collision the first title defense of the TNT title with Kyle Fletcher. Okay, first of all, am I the only one that saw how that painting just didn't look right? Don Callis and them paintings. I wonder about him. Are you in love with Kyle Fletcher? That's what it is. And he always wanted to show himself as being muscular. So I told y'all Kyle Fletcher was going to end up winning the TNT title, which was right. And I like him. Oh, I didn't realize that MJF is mentoring him behind the scenes. Explain the suit. Because that suit he had on last Wednesday was fire. Very surprised that Sammy Guevara is not the next contender. He's a former TNT champion. Tag partner to Dustin. I think he would want to get payback with Dustin. So the match with Tomohiro Ishii was a good match. Kyle Fletcher, I'm sorry. Dude is money. I'm looking forward to seeing what his TNT title one is going to be and who's going to be his next contender, because the big title feud. We ain't just talking about the match they're just having on Collision or what have you. No, the big title feud. That's what I'm waiting to see. I'm seeing I'm thinking something because Don Callis is beefing with Scorpion Sky and his crew. That should be the next title program. Former TNT champion Scorpio Sky versus Kyle Fletcher. Now, me personally, we know that they're not going to get Kyle to drop the belt. So, but for a good star feud, I think that'll be cool. You know, period. Even, so. And because I'm not even going to front, I do want to see Scorpio Sky more in the main event picture. He was due that supposed to be world champion at some point. That's just my opinion. So, I'm curious to see also when go back to Mark Briscoe, where him and MJF going to head, because MJF just left this dude bloody, and you got the Hangman. So, and the Hangman even said he wanted to wrestle Mark Briscoe and put title on the line. So, like I said, I'm curious to see where this is going to head. Excuse me. The women division, we got a lot of storylines there. We got Willow. We still have Willow and Stat. Their beef going on. Queen Aminata and her crew against the Triangle Madness, who got a win this past week. I really like them as a clique. They fit. They really do. And also, the Zack Sabre will be defending the New Japan Pro Wrestling Heavyweight title at Forbidden Kingdom against the winner of this four-way, which was funny because I know his Nigel McGuinness has been announced. So I take it Nigel McGuinness is going to wrestle maybe once every 5 months in a match, probably an illusion effort. I'm curious to see who's going to come out of that. Some tell me it might be Lee Moriarty because he's the Ring of Honor Pure Champion. Because you got Daniel Garcia in it, you got Hechicero, which I don't see Hechicero. No, I don't. No, I don't see him I really don't. I'm gonna be real with you. When we gonna stop doing the Max Greatest Wrestler Live, which is starting to get over with the fans, which is funny, and I think he's starting to turn face. So that means somebody's going to take a loss to this dude. I'm just curious to see who it's going to be. I'm just curious to see who it's going to be. And somebody going to take a loss to him, but because I'm getting sick and tired of seeing this dude getting his ass whooped every week. It's kind of sad, to be honest with you. I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, there you go. So, and Mercedes Monet. We will finally get some TBS title run. At some point, her and Athena are going to face off. Because I think your triangle of Athena, Toni Storm, and Mercedes Monet, that's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be a three-way dance. I don't know if it's going to be what exactly it's going to necessarily be. But I'm curious to see what they're going to happen with that. Hold on, let me make sure that I hit everything. Let me see. Hold on, give me 1 second. Now, because I'm trying to think what happened with Monet. That's the. Let me see. I'm trying to see what happened with Monet. Oh, I'm sorry. The Young Bucks. I'm just loving how they just treat the Young Bucks. It's just so fucking funny, right? Because the Young Bucks get no respect from the what and that match between them and Brodito was real good. So I'm seeing the storyline of the Young Bucks falling to the weight side. I am sorry, and how they're falling off. Trying to see. Okay, here we go. That's what it is. Queen Aminata, Billy Stark, Sky Blue, and Alex Windsor. Who won this? Windsor, that's right. Windsor will be the one that will challenge Mercedes Monet. So that's gonna be a good ass match. I don't see Windsor winning the TBS title. Somebody bigger needs to get that belt off of her. And I don't know necessarily who. It should be between Statlander and Will Nightingale. So I'm curious to see what happens with that. So, and I think that is it for the most part of that's it for AEW for the most part. AEW to me was a good week on both Collision as well as was a very the show was very good. Oh, I forgot Ricochet went against Juice Robinson. I'm loving the Big Bill versus Juice Robinson. And Juice Robinson, thank you for growing out your beard. Thank you. So, like I said, AEW another two great shows. To me, Collision, honestly, has the better wrestling matches. It's just AEW Dynamite has the bigger names. Also, I heard that they're talking about bringing back AEW Dark. Please do. that will enable some of these lesser known guys not getting much attention get attention. So there you go. So now, before we go into WWE, let's talk NXT. NXT this week, of course, the continuation of Trick Williams and the build for him and Moose for the TNA title. The continuation of Blake Monroe as well as Jordan Grace, and all that good stuff. Hold on, let me refresh my memory a little bit so that you know what I'm saying. Like I said, the continuation of Moose with Trick Williams is Moose going to get another run with the title. Because at some point, Trick got to come off that belt or what have you. Now, also with Obafemi, we have Javon Evans. Now, Javon Evans, like I said, he didn't fought for damn near every belt except for the tag titles and has lost. So, at some point, when would Javon Evans get this title run? Apparently, they're setting up him and Obafemi for the title. The question is when this is going to happen. I think it's what the next big show will probably NXT Heatwave. So I see that happening at some point. Chelsea Green came back. I think we have a I think we're going to have a, how can I put this, a mixed tag match coming up. Since Davion, what's his damn name? Since Davion left Catch Crew, they're putting him in a feud with Ethan Page for the North American Heavyweight title. I don't see him winning that belt off of him. It'll be a good look for him to get a match with him. With Chelsea Green coming out, I think this should set up a mixed tag match. The question is who's going to be his tag partner. So Rukia, the big match, retained the NXT North American Women's Championship. Her move is off the chain, yo. I'm sorry, that's one of the hottest moves in the game. And we got to watch Lash Legend and Nash and Nia Jax fight all over NXT. Interesting that they brought Nia Jax down to NXT for this feud against Lash Legend. Which makes me wonder if they're going to put Lash Legend over on Nia Jax. And this is going to be an interesting match because it's not all you see somebody that can go strength for strength with Nia Jax. Let's keep it 100. Very few women in the WWE can go strength for strength with this girl. So Lash is one of them, and I'm looking forward to that match for certain. Plus, we have we have a 6-man tag for next week, actually. That's going to be coming up with them going against going against the Dark State. It's going to be John Evans. Okay, when we're going to get look, let's have a real conversation here, right? When we're going to get an actual storyline with the Dark State, it's just like they just putting them against anybody and everybody. There's no storyline. There's no rhyme or reason. They're just there. At least with the Nexus, at least with NWO, at least with any of these other factions, there was a focus on what they were doing. And we're not getting that focus. So I think it's a waste. I think Dark State is a waste of time. So there you go. On the Evolve side of things, my girl Callie Armstrong defended the title against Jen Tyler, starting off the show with it, and she won. Very surprised that they gave Jen Tyler that title match this early. I thought they might have stretched it out a little bit, but they didn't. So, Keanu Carver wins a very good match against Bryce Donovan in the main event. From the Vanity Project. I wonder when Keanu is going to get the title shot, because that way I think they set it up to. Because he's been mowing through many of the competition down there, and I'm not even going to. Bryce Donovan, he looked good. He looked damn good. So, and that's all I can remember from Evolve so much. Winnie Chu. Wait a second. Did Winnie Chu, did she win her match? Make sure. No, not Evolution. Hold on. Did Wendy Chu? I think Winnie Chu won her match. I can't remember, but that was a good match. Winnie Chu, I don't understand why she's down there. She need to be on the main roster on NXT. Very surprised that she wasn't the first champion. I get it; they wanted to give it to one of the ladies, but I'm just saying, Winnie Chu is doing amazing work down there. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with this WWE ID. When these titles going to be defended, where they're going to be at, or what have you. I'm looking forward to seeing all that good stuff. So now we go to WWE. What is it with Bronson Reed and these goddamn tennis shoes? Every time he decimates Roman Reigns, he takes the man's tennis shoes. That's some hood ass shit. So again, Roman gets decimated by division. Of course, Raw began with the architect talking his shit. And then, of course, LA Knight comes out and, well, guess what? We have a challenge for the world title, heavyweight title, which ended with, I think LA, hold on, let me make sure there was a disqualification. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Let me see here. Oh. Damn, y'all. Okay. Anyway, we had, like I said, LA Knight go against Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, of course, retains the world title. Well, actually, I tell you, but no, it was actually one of the disqualification. Well, it would have been a disqualification. But anyway, CM Punk comes out, tries to get some payback on Seth Rollins. Hears him get decimated. The Roman Reigns come out, he shows out, but then he gets laid out, and well, once again, he loses some more shoes. Someone asked a question on one of the shows: is division working? Is this clique working? I say half and half. Because one, we ain't got a clear-cut feud. And what I mean by a clear-cut feud is Who are they feuding against? Because we know Roman is there. We got CM Punk. We got LA Knight. Then you want to throw in there Jay Uso was beefing with him as well. So and we don't have a clear-cut number one contender for that World Heavyweight title because you got the Paris show coming up. So is we going to have a four-way dance at some point or a three-way dance where it's going to be Roman, LA Knight versus and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins? I'm very curious seeing what this head, because it seems like it's like one of those storylines where everybody's chasing the heel. Everybody's coming after Rollins. Rollins. That's what this is about. We're going after Rollins. We want Rollins. The other thing that I've found very intriguing and enjoyed is the Sheamus and Rusev. They're keeping their feud going or what have you. I mean, it's a good feud for Rusev for his first time back or what have you. I'm curious to see what happened with Rusev after this, because the main event picture is very heavy, and he's a heel. So unless, and Dom is still dealing with this breakup with Judgment Day. So curious to see what happens with that. Becky Lynch. We definitely will have Becky Lynch at some point. We'll be going, which I think will take place in Paris. The seeds of that setting up her and Nikki Bella for the title, for the Intercontinental title. Now, I sat there and listened to Steve Richards talk about, a lot of people kind of trashed the match with her and Lyra Valkyria. And I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't notice that the restraints came off her hands, Lyra Valkyria's hands, after she did the belly to belly suplex. And she put him back in. I was like, to me, I thought it was a decent match. I ain't see nothing wrong with it, but what do I know, I guess. So, but we're going to see what this does, because it's going to be Nikki Bella versus, Becky Lynch. I think they're going to use Becky Lynch to kind of elevate the Intercontinental title a little bit more. I was very surprised that Lyra Valkyria was the first one to hold it, honestly, especially her coming up for NXT. I never felt she had the greatest matches down there. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't think that she had the greatest matches down there. I was very surprised she even got a title shot. So, of course, Naomi and more build with Naomi and Stephanie Foucault. I'm looking forward to that match going down in Paris. A lot of build headed into Paris, which also leads us to John Cena versus Logan Paul. And we technically now have Cody's first title feud will be against Drew McIntyre. I am all for it. I'm wondering when we're going to get Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, whether it's going to be his final match or second and final match. I don't know. But Logan Paul, John Cena, not surprised there. I think there was a match that probably they wanted to do with him and Logan Paul. They kind of helped put over Logan Paul even more. Find it interesting that Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre are still cool and homies. So I'm curious. Like I said, I'm curious to see this title feud between Cody and Drew McIntyre. Because I wonder when we're gonna get Cody and Drew. Because we've been teetering on that. We've been playing it. They've been teasing it. So we finally gonna get it. And to be honest with you, I don't really see too much I don't really see too much more. Of course, I think they had a rematch for. Oh, I forgot. Sami Zayn. Well, no, that wasn't it. Hold on. What the fuck I'm doing? Give me a second. Oh, I forgot. Yes, the women's tag championships were defended. There ain't no really big news there. I don't really even consider that big news. So, yeah, people. There you go. That was the WWE. And I forgot. Sami Zayn is now going to go after the United States title. He got a victory over Solo Sikoa, I remember, I think. Hold on, make sure. Hold on, me. Yes, Solo Sikoa lost to Sami. So Sami Zayn will probably get a U.S. title shot at some point. Here's my question. Would you have him lose to Solo, knowing that you're trying to push him to a world title run or a world title shot? I'm curious about that. So, hold on, drop my shit. I'm curious about that a whole lot. Is that good? If that's something that's going to definitely happen. And what we're going to do with Jacob. Because also, Solo put out there that Mateo and Tonga Low are now looking to go for the tag titles. So, we're going to have the Y6 versus the MFTs. So, but I'm curious to see what happens with Sami and Solo, and what's going to happen with Jade Cargill, because I don't think she even appeared on SmackDown this week. For what I can see, yeah, because MFT defeated him. Damn, that's a big win. I'm gonna tell you something, man. They've been doing honestly the Motor Machine Guns so fucking wrong, dog. I'm like, they've been taking losses after losses, bro. And I'm like, damn, I should have went to AEW. Y'all had the tag titles for a nice little, cup of coffee, and we haven't seen it since. So, but WWE was, if you want to be honest, was pedestrian this week, in my opinion. Continuation of stuff that we know is going to be going down. We know that Gunther's going to be gone for a while, so I'm curious to see when he's going to come back, what they're going to have set up for him now that he's not with the world title. And is he going to get a return match against CM Punk? Well, not CM Punk, but against Seth Rollins. Because I'm thinking down the line, Gunther, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. Or if they're going to keep Seth Rollins away from Gunther. I don't know. But I think at some point, Gunther needs to get a return match. Period. And two, also, like I said, are we going to get a 6-man tag division with LA Knight, CM Punk, and the OTC? Because they haven't really announced too much of what's going down in France. I I'm just being honest. I haven't seen anything. I'm just being honest, people. Cause they talk about France. I think what's next up? The Scotland. Yeah, I haven't heard too much about France. So, or is it Clash? No, it's Clash in Paris. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Clash in Paris. And I don't think they have announced any matches for other than the two that we know with John Cena and what we call it Clash in Paris. Let's see here. Any matches announced? Yes, the only match we have so far. Oh, we know definitely going to be the world title. Going to be the world with Cody and Drew McIntyre. The only match we have is Naomi and Stephanie McCure and John Cena and Logan Paul. So, the only matches we'll have more matches probably announced tonight, as well as this week. So and Roman's face is on the cover, so he definitely. I'm expecting a 6-man tag with Roman involved for being one of the matches. So when the match is announced the week of, we will do a review here on Pro Wrestling Smoke. So, like I told you, I said I don't see it go through all the matches. I go through the highlights of what I consider the highlights and everything. Now, before we go, MLW had a show last night. And the main event, okay, I'm just going to be real with you, yeah. Karrion, whatever his fucking name is, I don't see why they give him a push. He's not spectacular to me. He's nothing special. I get Mark Kruger, which, of course, he will become the MLW heavyweight champion. He hasn't had that suitcase for fucking ever, and he is not cashing in. I don't know when he's going to cash it in, if he ever will. So, but I'm going to keep watching that or what have you. Also, people, do not forget before we go. Do not forget, Shay 11 coming up September 6th, people. And we got Bishop Khan will be in the building. Cedric Alexander will go against Ian Maxwell, as well as Derek Lockhart will go against Frontman Jai, as well as there will be the crowning of the Ashe Women's Championship that week, as that will have Jada Stone, Savannah Evans, Bam Bam Karen, I can't think of her name, hold on. Bam Bam Karen Renee, and Charity King. Somebody will be the first Ashe Women's Champion. As well as I send a shout out to Jonathan Gresham, who became sick and had to be hospitalized. I'm sending my prayers to him. He was scheduled to be at this show. Apparently he would not. Godspeed, man. Speedy recovery, my brother. So I gotta go. I hope y'all enjoyed the smoke that I brought you with pro wrestling. I'll be back next week for some more pro wrestling smoke. So with that being said, we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Don't go to bed with no price on your head. No. Yeah. Bullshit. You. Don't do the crime. Born rap star.
What's up? It's your boy Drizzy Drake, and you are now rocking with Kane.
Live on the stage, back on my shit. Now I'm beating dick to a point big. Back on my rap shit, no rap shit. Can't say shit. Just trying to be hood, but not dead.
days like apartheid, South Africa. Top spot, I'm coming after your laughter. For the boys who thought it was safe after I left the game. Now I'm back at the game, ain't a damn thing changed. Still the same, the only thing that changed, I got some gray in my mane. I'm still the champ, I'm still the shit. Y'all just the shit, not even worth the comment.
Don't go to bed with no price on your head, no. Don't do the
What's up? It's your boy Drizzy Drake, and you are now rocking with Pain.
Yeah.